Good morning and happy Thursday, y'all. This has been a crazy morning. I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and of course it wasn't ready to, it wasn't time to get up. And then I woke up at like 6:45 and did not hear my alarm. Looked at my alarm. Apparently I'd hit the snooze button. Do not remember doing that. So it has been a mad dash to get ready this morning. And as you can tell, maybe today is a volunteer day with work, and so I have to actually get ready and leave the house after I take the kids. So it's like a mad dash this morning. But anyway, I did get like, how many minutes? I got just like a few minutes. I always take time, priority to write my journal, to read a devotional. It's so important that we do that. And there was one thing that I really needed to hear, and I feel like maybe you need to hear it this morning. And I'm gonna, nope, hang on. Okay. There we go. Sorry. And that is the verse that came to mind. Well, first let me say that I have a very, what can I say? Feels like a really hopeless situation in our family. I don't want to go into details. This is a live video on Facebook. We don't do that, but it just feels like, it feels so hopeless, and it has felt that way for a very long time. And I just need to be reminded who God is this morning. And the verse came to mind. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is worked within us. He can do way more than we can ask or imagine. I just needed a reminder, and I think we all need a reminder, God is able. He's able. And it's not just like to do the things that we're thinking, like if you would just, and like fill in the blank, like he can do things that we can't even imagine to ask for. And that blows my mind, because obviously I can't even think, like I could sit here and kind of imagine what that might be, but we can't even, I couldn't even think of it. Even if I could, he says, you can't even imagine it. And I just needed that reminder today of who God is and what he's capable of. And I needed a little hope. I don't know about you, but I needed some hope in the situation to say, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep asking for what I can imagine for, because it says you do not receive because you do not ask. So we got to ask. We got to ask for what we can imagine, because if you don't ask, you don't receive. And so I'm going to ask for what I can imagine, and then I'm going to believe that he can do way more than even that. I'm like pointing my finger. Oh, I'm sorry, maybe I should put my pen down when I do these things. I tend to like wave my pen around. But I just needed that reminder. I needed some hope today. I needed a reminder who God is, and I needed that so I can keep going and keep asking and keep praying and keep believing. So hopefully we just, and that's all that we can ever do, is that our hope comes from God and who he is. That's the hope that we have. And so maybe you'll go into today believing new for whatever that situation in your life is. I mean, I was thinking about my podcast, and just for, I'm on episode, I think like 110. And I was just thinking about just the situations, like 110 people out of, billions, I guess, in the world. So I've talked to a very, 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 very small amount. And just with the people that I have talked to, God has brought healing. And there's been several stories. If you want to go back, my sister, he healed her of a sleeping disorder. He has healed another little boy of he gave his eyesight to him. He had a great story with Janice Armstrong this season with that he brought. She was just totally against God and who he was, and brought salvation to her, totally changed her life around. He has healed, Leighton Serlo was on. She had an addiction, healed her of that, freed her of that. Marriages have been restored after adultery. He has provided when there was not, when they needed provision, whether it was money or a house or whatever. Like, that's just in my podcast. Like, God is able. God, and see, now I'm clapping because goodness, I feel so strongly this morning. God is able, no matter what our situation is. God is able to handle it and to bring healing and freedom. And that's what he came to do, is he by his stripes we are healed. He is, and is for our freedom. Like, that's what he's about, is healing and freedom. And so I'm believing new today that is the case. Okay, guys, as much as I want to sit and talk, I can't. Oh my goodness, I've got to go. So Marie, good morning. Christina, good morning. There's a couple more people that, I could not see the comments yesterday. I don't know. I can see a couple comments today. Marie says, good morning. Good morning, good morning. So anyway, I really want to stay in chat, but I've got to get my breakfast. Normally, after I take the kids, I come back and do a full breakfast, but I got to get that so I'm not starving, because we're going to be there till 1. So I got to go do that. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. God is able. See you back tomorrow.